Hello, everyone, and welcome to Arizona State Hockey YouTube's presentation of Division I men's ice hockey. I'm Brett Vaughn alongside Joey Pliszka, and Arizona State is hosting UNLV tonight for the second game of a two-game series. And Joey, it was a tough, contested game, a 4-3 shootout win for Arizona State, but for UNLV, a little sour taste in their mouth.
Yeah, a little bit, and to be a high-ranked team like them and to come out with a lot of energy from last night, and to still come up short in a shootout, even it's a thing where you have to look at it and say you fought hard, but you have to come back harder. And it's going to be definitely one heck of a game for setup for tonight, and it'll be interesting to see what they can do. But expect UNLV to come out a little bit quicker than they did last night.
For Arizona State, they battled two one-goal deficits during the hockey game to come back and win it in a shootout, and a lot of energy and momentum has to be in that locker room.
Yeah, absolutely, and to take down a team like UNLV is another big thing as well. It's such a confidence booster in the locker room. It should be a good jump tonight for ASU, and should make for a pretty entertaining game tonight. All
right, folks, puck drop is just underway in about 30 seconds here on Arizona State Hockey YouTube. And everyone, welcome into Oceanside Ice Arena here in Tempe, Arizona. Tonight's starting goaltenders for UNLV, number 31, Zach Wixon. He was in the net last night for the Rebels. And for Arizona State's a new goaltender, number 30, Eric Garber, the Kirkland, Washington native. Won on February 5th against Oklahoma. Arizona State in the offensive zone, they had a good forecheck last night, and they're going back to work again. Kowalczuk's pass, trying to find Porter. He has to fight the puck and throw it back down. Porter out of the reach for Edgar. Edgar, the guy who scored the shootout winner. He tries to pot one home again, but that's saved by Wixon.
And exactly what we were talking about in the pregame there, Arizona State coming out with a pretty intense first shift here, trying to set the tone early and try to make sure that they have the legs moving. And, overall looks like a really good start for ASU so far.
Rebels win the draw. Mazzillo high chip off the glass. Burke will bat it down with his hand. Flanders unable to dump the puck in. Rebels try once more. Burke in the offensive zone. Rebels entering off on side, and Sun Devils are trying to clear, but it goes up into the rafters. Rebels, especially in the offensive zone in yesterday's game, were really clinical in terms of winning those face-offs, even creating some set play chances off of them. They won it again here. Flanders on the right side. Give and go play. Flanders outside the corner. Garber is able to read the backhand shot, and after that, Flanders takes a tumble, and a little animosity starting already early in this period.
Yeah, these two teams are very close, in the standings, and again, obviously probably a little bit of frustration under the skin of last night from UNLV, and definitely some closer games like that can definitely almost kind of build a mini rivalry in between as each game progresses.
Arizona State collects the puck. Osworth tape-to-tape pass to Plurd. Plurd indirect pass out of the reach for Lackey. UNLV will clear it all the way down and go for an icing call. And you mentioned the programs, Joey. UNLV, they're trying to build that similar model to what Arizona State had of growing a successful club program, trying to grow it into an NCAA level type of program. And for UNLV this season, especially on the ice, they've been doing really well matching that off the ice program.
Yeah, definitely, and it definitely takes a long time to kind of build a culture the way that they have, and it was very much the same way though for Arizona State, in that you're trying to build a program in a place where hockey really isn't that prevalent, and as those things have taken off.
Centered in front, and they score! End-to-end action, and then Arizona State looks like they got the best of it as Clayton Lackey, the captain, puts it home, and it's an early 1-0 Arizona State lead.
And Arizona coming off exactly like we were talking about in the pregame, which was just coming out with a lot of energy, and they drove right to the net right away, and we're definitely not afraid to push there, and really just cut right through UNLV's defense, and a little bit of a lack in defense by UNLV, and it leads to a 1-0 Arizona lead.
Just about 2 minutes into this first period, Arizona State draws first blood, as that goal will go down for a goal for Clayton Lackey. That'll be his 8th goal of the campaign, as that shot from Lenzen goes up and out of play, and we'll have a whistle. Offensive zone draw for UNLV, but it's won by Hoffenkamp and Arizona State. Chipped out to the center ice line. McGrath trying to hustle to get there, but Lenzen's able to get his wheels going and get to the puck first. No icing. UNLV tries to finish off a change. Braden Shaw. Shaw, the Washington native, dumping him back in, and he'll go for a change now. Sean Plonsky, athletic play. Ends up eating a check, but gets the puck in. Connor Kruk trying to rim it up off the glass. Demon's there to try to help it out, and he will. Cross-ice pass. Out of the reach for Jet Larson. Zafalos chipping it in. Kruk having to take a look as he feels the heat from the forechecker. Kept in by Plonsky. Puck's dangerously out in front, and it's swept away by Kruk. Batuzov takes a weird bounce, but Zafalos fans on the shot and ends up being a penalty called. And it's going to be a roughing call. Didn't have the greatest angle on it, Joey. I'm not sure if you did at all, but either way, UNLV goes to the power play.
Yeah, and it just looked like Demon just got his hands up, and that's probably the big thing that the ref saw there. And it looked like it was going to be a pretty clean hit, but once you start getting the hands up around the face area, that's where you'll start to see those roughing calls. Yeah,
it's really that extension is what they usually get you on. If you're keeping that elbow tucked and tight, usually they'll let it go.
Yep.
UNLV wins the draw. One-timer shot from Johnson, and he misses that one. Wyatt couldn't keep it in, and Shaw activates and will try to clear it down. Rebels back in. Johnson, he's the trigger man on this power play as they're really trying to work it on that left side. But he'll switch spots with Mazzillo. Wyatt couldn't handle the saucer pass. He'll get it down now. Touch passing. Johnson didn't like the shot there. Wyatt, his shot on, and that's blocker to the corner by Garber. 40 seconds has elapsed on the minor penalty to Demon. Wyatt, cross-ice pass. Johnson shot, rebound in front, jamming at it. Puck still loose. Referee hasn't blown it. Still loose. As no one knows where it is, they're just jamming at it, and it's finally cleared out to center ice. Johnson on the left side. Chips it down low. 50 seconds remain now. Mazzillo's shot on. Rebound in front. Wyatt looking for the redirection, and that puck squirts all the way out. And now 40 seconds remain on the UNLV power play.
ASU so far on the PK not keeping a whole lot in front of their netminder. They're keeping a lot of stuff to the outside, and it's giving them a chance to be able to kill off this penalty.
Cross-ice pass. Flanders a little hard to handle on his backhand. He'll have to retrieve it. Burke pushes DeBolt off. Walks it up now to the point. Shot on from the defenseman for UNLV that goes into the corner. Still have it, though. 5 seconds remain now. Malone to the right side. Flanders couldn't handle that pass. And Sun Devils are now at full strength. Jet Larson ends up taking a check, but just out of the reach for Elliot Plirt as he came out of the box. Estrada scored one of the goals for UNLV last night, protecting it out in front. Oh, and what a stop by Garber. And Jaden Ness had him dead to rights, but Garber with an athletic movement making the one-timer save.
An absolute great read by Garber, seeing that the puck was going to be moving back across the net, especially after a move from behind the net. And an absolute great read and a big save.
Keeping this game at a 1-goal deficit for UNLV. Garber getting tested early. Lenzen, D to D. That's blocked by Clayton Lackey. High chip off the glass. Could be a 2-on-1 if they hurry, and trying to go for that pass was Studioso. Puck bouncing around, though. Studioso jabs at it. And Wixon makes the save. First save in the past couple of minutes, as it's been really down in Arizona State's end. Puck going down, but not all the way down. Ridden back around to the left side. Studioso intercepts the puck. We'll chip it down deep. Pardon us, folks, as we get the technical difficulties straightened out with the camera. So follows. He drops it down, 13:30 in the first period. A 1-0 Arizona State lead. Wyatt Palmer ends up advancing it to center ice, but he takes a hard hit from Erickson. Connor Tillman just throwing it on the goaltender. Johnson has to play it quick. Erickson, he'll chip it in, but up into the Arizona State bench and out of play.
And Arizona State with a really good penalty kill there, able to kind of gain back a little bit of that momentum now, and should hopefully maybe start to see a little bit more offensive zone time as a bit of a jump after that penalty kill.
Johnson in his own zone, waiting for a lane to open. He'll get some help from his defenseman, Polonsky, and they'll chip it in. Garber, soft rim around. Second effort from Kowalchuk. Get some help from his winger, Edgar, and they'll break it out. Not too many whistles so far besides that goal and that penalty, and it's similar to last night. Both of these teams like to go up and down the ice using their speed.
Yeah, for sure, and I know we talked a little bit about UNLV's speed, and so far I think Arizona State's been really good about preventing them from being able to use that speed, and at the same time though, with speed and two teams that like to play with a lot of speed, you don't see a lot of whistles. These teams like to play hard, but they also like to play clean as a result.
And the puck ends up redirected and over the glass, and faceoff will be in the UNLV end. And Arizona State having some success there in that last shift of that forecheck they're running. They were causing some issues with UNLV, especially how active the forwards are.
Yeah, absolutely, and oftentimes what can end up being a really big problem for a lot of teams is just going up against a team that has a good forecheck, and Arizona State right now kind of using a little bit more of that size and speed as well to be able to get down deep and to have an effective forecheck against a team like UNLV.
Wyatt trying to connect to that pass with Estrada, but it'll have to go retrieve in the corner. Puck finds its way up to the blue line. McGrath will chip into the hands of Shaw, and he'll chip and chase that puck, but he gets taken down, and as he does, he is so illegally deemed by the referee, and Arizona State gets their first power play of the evening.
And we've talked a lot about momentum, and so far though, with Arizona State here having a couple of good shifts right back to back of some some good hard forechecks, and now with a chance on the power play, we'll see if they can capitalize on it.
11:43 in this first period. Just a little less than halfway through. Arizona State with their first power play. Clearing it all the way down is David Lenzen, and Studioso has to hurry as Gallant is really applying the pressure on the shorthanded forecheck. And it looks to be working for the Rebels as they get the turnover. Batuzov, he takes a check through there. 4 Arizona State Sun Devils try to help get the puck, and they finally do. Elliot Plurd dicing through the middle. Now to Clayton Lackey, the goal scorer, playing it back around to Ryan Edgar. Connor Kruk rimmed that around. Lackey had to reach for it, but he turns it over. Studioso getting on his horse, able to negate that odd man rush opportunity for UNLV. Penalties halfway killed by UNLV. At the point, Palmer settles the puck down low. Give and go play. Edgar doesn't get all of that puck that he wanted on that shot, and Rebels will clear it. Palmer, area pass to Studioso. He'll just have to chip it away, and it gets taken away again by the Rebels. Not too much going on this power play opportunity for Arizona State. Kowalchuk skates it up the left side. Trying to get around Mazzillo, but they do it offsides.
So far on this power play, it just looks like Arizona State's had a really hard time just getting set up in the zone, and that's often usually a big factor when it comes to trying to have an effective power play. And if ASU can kind of slow themselves down a little bit, take an extra second just to make sure that they're controlling the puck, I think they'll be in good shape.
15 seconds left. Arizona State's going to throw out their conventional lines with 2 defensemen instead of one of their other power play units as UNLV clears it down, and that'll about do it on the minor penalty. Shipping it down the corner is Connor Tillman for Arizona State. Edgar up at the point, but he didn't see his defenseman was not stationed there, and it's a turnover. Flanders, his snapshot on, and that ramps off the stick of DeBolt and out of play. Not too shabby of a start for Arizona State, getting that early 1-goal lead as everybody's really getting involved, even the goaltender, as Garber had to come up with a big stop early in this period. Point shot goes wide from Mazzillo. That allows a free breakout for Arizona State. The seam pass, though, by DeBolt out of the reach for Tillman, but icing's waved off. Lanfear, he'll dump it down again. Arizona State causing some commotion in the offensive zone on this forecheck as they try to finish up a change for their line. DiMizio through the middle, kicks it out to Wyatt. Wyatt still with it. Wyatt couldn't pull the triggers. It was a great job by McGrath as he was on the back check, was able to throw down Wyatt for UNLV to negate the scoring opportunity.
And a great job there just to, do everything that you can to take away that scoring chance. And, UNLV kind of running with a little bit of momentum here after that penalty kill. And so far, Arizona State, though, has been great at being able to just, block the shooting lanes and try to turn those into their own opportunities.
Draw one by the Rebels. Lenzine, Estrada, shot on from Kennedy, and that's another block shot for Arizona State. Estrada trying to kick that puck up to his stick blade, but McGrath will take it and slow it down. He finds Hosworth on the right side, and Hosworth will dump it in. Lenzin just couldn't have that puck cooperate with him. Kylie Ram creating some havoc. At the point, Kruk just elects to get that puck down deep. Didn't want that shot to get blocked. DiMizio, though, for the Rebels with it, but he turns it over. Not only is Arizona State causing some turnovers, but they're also limiting that speed of UNLV of being able to attack off the rush. Estrada with it. Shot on. Saved by Garber. Still threatening now, but Deneen comes off the bench, and he'll just do enough to clear it to Demon. Demon gets around Plonsky. Demon still with it. Shot on. Wixon had to stand tall there and make the save.
Yeah, you mentioned UNLV's speed so far, and yeah, I definitely think that Arizona State's been able to, to limit that speed so far, and that's really been a big part of what's been able to, keep this, the game where it's at, but also, it's allowed a lot of some extra possession time for Arizona State.
Rebels trying to go for the home run pass, but Wyatt Palmer uses his big reach, throws it back down low, and all the way down it goes for an icing. Arizona State did play UNLV in the first half of the WCHL season as they were down in Las Vegas with, in both games, total goals scored was 9 or more. It was only a 4-3 game last night. Kind of a slow start that we have. Again, only 1 goal scored in the first period if these games here in Tempe are going to live up to the ones earlier in the season.
Yeah, and so far they aren't quite shaping up into the scoring, into the shootouts that they were before. And I mean, at least for me, with being a goalie, obviously you find a lot more joy in the lower scoring games, so it'll be interesting to see kind of how the rest of this game plays out because of it.
Arizona State back to work again. Plurd. He'll try to get it to defenseman Palmer, but the puck hops over his stick. Now to 2-on-1 for UNLV. Manning with it, snapshot on, still loose in front, and they score! Unfortunate bounce as for Arizona State, it hopped over the stick of the defenseman Palmer. Manning shot on, ends up getting a rebound off of the skate of an Arizona State defenseman. And there at the front door was Malone, and he puts an easy tap in away. And the game's now tied at 1. Rebels with the puck still. That gets chipped in by Manning. DeBolt has to be there. He's fighting off a forechecker Malone. And he gets pinned to the wall. 6:30 remains in the first period. And it's a 1-1 score. Lanfear looked like he was going to go D-to-D with that pass. Dangerously, though, it could be a possible turnover. Lanfear just has to clear it out. Johnson throws it back in. That misses wide. Rimmed around again. McGrath and Johnson trying to battle for it. Puck will get to Braden Shaw on the right side. Shaw trying to shoot that through, but Mazzillo blocks it. And he gives a rough ride to Shaw in the corner. And the whistle's blown as looked like the puck might have been covered there. And we'll have a whistle with 5:52 remaining in the first period.
And Arizona State, playing a little reckless, I think, the last couple of shifts, and not controlling the puck, and not seeming like they aren't too worried about controlling the puck either. And you're not going to win a whole lot of hockey games though if you are you got to be incredibly puck smart. And so far Arizona State the last couple of shifts did not look like they were really smart with what they were doing.
Osworth has some pressure from Flanders, gets rid of it. Arizona State breaks it out though. Porter coming in almost top speed, throws it in front dangerously, took a weird carom off a UNLV player, but Wixon was there to be ready. Edgar Delane gets it back from Tillman in the corner. Puck comes around to Grant Smith. Smith unable to get it out. Burke will try to skate it the other way, though, but it's a delayed penalty call against Arizona State. And Arizona State will finally touch the puck up.
Yeah, unfortunately, player from UNLV started taking a bit of a tumble towards the boards and got his stick up and gave him a cross check and sent him right into the boards. And Arizona State will now go back to the PK.
And that's a tough one for any player, especially you're trying to be aggressive on the forecheck. And when you see that player, you want to still be assertive, but you also have to recognize to see how far away that guy is maybe from the boards, as well as how you're trying to go ahead and attack him and make body contact.
Yeah, it's again, it's one thing to play aggressive and to play hard, but it's, again, you also have to be smart, though, in doing that. And unfortunately, yeah, being a lot, with lots of plays, close to the boards now, you have to be extra careful about kind of what you're doing.
Point shot from Mazzillo goes wide. Tough clear for Kowalczyk on his backhand. He tries to go the other side, though. Palmer, he ends up giving a check to Wyatt and wins the puck and clears it down. Ends up actually being a double minor penalty to Porter, so not only is it 2 minutes, the usual for a 2-minute minor, but since it's a double minor, it's 4 minutes they have to kill off. Officially from the PA announcer here at Oceanside Ice Arena as Johnson goes off sides for UNLV. It's going to be a cross-checking penalty and an unsportsmanlike conduct.
Yeah, and I think unsportsmanlike conduct is one of those penalties you can oftentimes avoid. And it's just about trying to play smart and keep level-headed in situations. And and unfortunately here it's going to cost ASU another power play or an extra penalty.
Wyatt somehow corrals the puck in. Johnson on the right side looks for that redirection, but he whistles one wide and out of the zone. Forward grouping for Arizona State goes for a change. Hoffenkamp fresh off the bench. Forces the rim around by Mazzillo. UNLV leaves it for Johnson. On the right side, he'll walk with the puck. Johnson still with it to Wyatt. Wyatt shot on, and that was a dangerous play. He was trying to fit it in back door. Wyatt again with it. Back to Mazzillo. Mazzillo shot on. Flanders plays the carom off the boards. Palmer couldn't clear it. 2:20 remains on the power play opportunity for UNLV. The seam pass gets blocked by Braden Shaw for Arizona State, but they can't clear. Mazzillo to Wyatt. Wyatt back to Mazzillo. Mazzillo shot on. Blocked. Not cleared though, and they score. As Arizona State had a couple block shots, but they just couldn't get the puck out, and it finally ends up costing them.
Yeah, as you mentioned, Arizona State having a really rough time there with just trying to clear the puck out, and had a couple of good possible chances too, and unfortunately clearing it right up the middle where all the traffic is, resulted in puck staying in the zone, and eventually puck found its way into the back of the net.
And since that goal was scored just before the 2 minutes hit on the power play, UNLV is going to be the benefactor of still being able to be on the main advantage. Malone having some trouble trying to get it out of his own end and handle the puck. Kennedy now setting up behind the net as UNLV is trying to come out with a controlled breakout. Malone on the right side. On his forehand. Plays it back around, trying to rim it. Studioso can't clear it, tries to do it again, but it's kept in. Lanfear, aggressive on Flanders. Gets it picked out of his skates, though, by the Rebels player. Flanders still with it, now at the point. Kennedy to Malone. Malone to Flanders. Flanders trying to get that one in front. Oh, and a sprawling save by Garber as he punches that one out of the air. 60 seconds left on the man advantage. UNLV trying to add another on this power play. Estrada looking for the redirection, but that'll be, almost kept in by Malone, but it'll come out to center ice. Studioso will chop that puck away. Allows for one Arizona State player, and now two to go for a change. Erickson to Wyatt. Wyatt with time and space, but his shot gets blocked by Hosworth. Wyatt gets shown on the boards. It's a turnover now. Tillman trying to get past Mazzillo. Tillman still with it. Tillman! Oh, and a big stop by Wixon, keeping this game at a 1-goal advantage for UNLV. Johnson, maybe one more chance for the Rebels. Couldn't get around Edgar, and it's cleared out to center ice by Kruk. Could be another opportunity as Tillman was trying to race for it. But Wixon, the goaltender, will extinguish that one out. And the Sun Devils are finally back to full strength as Porter hops out of the box, and he creates a turnover. It's a 2-on-1. Edgar still with it. Backdoor, and they score! Porter comes off the bench. I think he ends up startling that UNLV defenseman, creates a turnover, and he gets it right back from Edgar, and he ties it at 2.
A big heads-up play there to just jump right into the play, and Arizona was already starting to kind of work their way in, and forced a turnover and created a 3-on-1 chance, and all 3 guys on the rush were able to touch the puck, and as a result, this game's tied at 2 just before the end of the first.
That goal was scored with 51 ticks left on the clock here at Oceanside Ice Arena, and the game is now tied back up at 2. Osworth trying to settle that puck down as UNLV is being very aggressive on this forecheck with one of their bottom 6 lines out, and they get the turnover. But 2's off. Pass takes a weird hop. Kept in, though, by Barry. Cross-ice pass goes astray for UNLV. Demon has about 15 seconds left on the clock. Kylie Ram drops it for Deneen. Deneen trying to get that shot through. Kylie Ram doesn't know where it is. Kowalchuk activates off the blue line. Shot gets steered into the corner by Wixon. Couple seconds more, and that'll do it for the opening period of play. Might have spoken too soon, Joey, in terms of a shootout going to be had in terms of the goal scoring department, as it started off slow, but at the end of 1, 4 goals have been scored.
Yeah, and it's definitely one of those things. So far both goalies are playing really well so far as well, and that's definitely being a part of it as well. And it's been a lot of shots so far tonight, and with it though a lot of block shots, and but also at the same time a lot of the goals that we're seeing that were coming just off of odd man chances and odd man rushes, and expect both teams to kind of come out with that same type of mentality and try to use those plays as a way to try to create more chances as this game moves forward.
At the end of the first period of play, UNLV 2, Arizona State 2, and we'll be back in just under 15 minutes to bring you live second period action here on Arizona State Hockey U2. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Arizona State Hockey Tips presentation of Division I men's ice hockey. As after one period of play, we're treated to another even contest. Pardon me, with the score 2-2. And Joey, it was fun to watch.
Yeah, absolutely. Both teams came out with a lot of energy, and ASU definitely is. They're playing with a lot of grit, a lot of determination. They're right on the cusp of pushing for nationals and making a nationals run, and so there's a lot to play for, and you can definitely feel the energy from there. And UNLV, a very good team, and always plays with a lot of energy, and you can feel the energy from that side too. So it's been a really exciting game so far.
Mazzillo for UNLV will try to get that redirection and that tip in, and he does from Wyatt. Palmer rimming that around. Mazzillo, he'll try to chip it back down, and goes by Braden Shaw. Turned over, though, in front. Oh, and Wyatt had a golden opportunity. No one around him, but he misses the net. Estrada takes a hit from Kowalchuk. He still has it, though. One of the big men, and Shaw stands him up and allows Arizona State to go the other way. Stretch pass for UNLV. With it turn it over as Wyatt wasn't able to get enough speed on that tip. Now Arizona State's trying to transition the other way, but Mazzillo with the heads-up interception. Puck rim back down around. Plonsky pinches in. Puck bobbling up in the air. Kruk finds Lackey through the middle. Lackey takes it himself. Drop pass. Gets it right back. But Lackey couldn't handle the pass. Plonsky could only advance it out to his own blue line. Gets thrown back in by Arizona State. Manning, nice athletic play to kick the puck up to his stick, but he crosses, signals with Erickson, and turns it over, and they have to recollect and enter in again. Could be a possible turnover now for UNLV. Quick shot in by Plonsky, goes in the corner. Malone ends up battling there with Hosworth as they go down on the ice. Tillman looking for that stretch pass. He elects to skate himself. Tillman still with his snapshot on, handcuffing Wixon, but he's able to swallow it up.
So far, not a lot of shots yet for either side here starting off the second, and you can definitely tell that both teams are trying to settle into the game more and try to work more on the possession part of the game, and both teams are trying to work now and just trying to control the game. And so until, once we kind of start seeing a little bit more control, I think, more of the shots will start coming this period.
Kept him by Lanfear. His shot on gets blocked by Gallant. Lenzen rimming it around. Gallant couldn't get there. He gets some help, though, from his teammates. Flanders skates it out. Flanders still with it. Shot on. Fans on the shot. Gallant up to the point. Kennedy, tough one for him to handle, but he keeps it in. Another point shot on, and that dangerously goes past through. Up to the top, Kennedy. Kennedy with it as play continues. Chipped in by Edgar. He'll go for a change. Arizona State trying to finish it up. UNLV, though, trying to catch him on the fast break. Shot goes to the corner. Still with it. DeBolt unable to clear it. Johnson shot on. And that's kicked away by Garber. Kylie Ram, he's unable to get it out. DeBolt looks to chip it out in the neutral zone. Delayed offside, though, allows Arizona State to break it out. Stretch pass to Deneen by himself. Deneen, shot on, and another stop by Wixon. Another big save off of a breakaway. And, man, Deneen was all alone there.
Yeah, and a bit of a breakdown in defense there for UNLV, and Arizona State quick to capitalize on it.
Wixon leaving it behind his net. Plonsky turns it over for a moment. Palmer keeping it in and eats a check. Shaw Trying to get around that defenseman. Up to the point now. Palmer, point shot on, but easy save for Wixon, no one in front. Kylie Ram kicking it back down. Plonsky ends up getting taken down hard by Shaw. UNLV on a 3-on-2. DeMizio to Estrada. They stay on side. Estrada's shot gets blocked. And on the back check, intercepting that pass was McGrath. And looks to be a call from the back referee, and it's looks to be pointing a penalty, and it's going to be, looks like one from each team.
Yeah, both guys got caught up, kind of pushing and shoving behind the play, and referee obviously trying to just keep the game in check, and so we'll see a bit of see some coincidental penalties here, a little bit of 4-on-4 action.
Both of these teams, I can imagine, like having the extra ice with all their skilled and fast players on both sides. As the scorekeeper is trying to tally up the penalties correctly before they resume play.
Well, and you mentioned these guys getting a little bit of extra ice to work with, and I think sometimes it's always kind of the more exciting thing about having a little bit more space on the ice is it allows guys a little bit more space to try to be a little bit more creative, and tend to see a little bit more of the creative side of players in doing so.
Kruk, he'll elect to chip it in. Lackey coming in with some speed. He wraps up Mazzillo in the corner. Manny now has some time and space, and he'll elect to take it. Chipping it in. Pass off to Malone. That was a nice heads-up play by Manning. Johnson, he keeps it in. That play comes close to the Arizona State crease. Hosworth circles back in his own zone. About 50 seconds has passed on this 4-on-4 play. Icing waved off as it was tipped by a player. Cleared on the forecheck, ends up running into Johnson. Now DeMizio on the right side. DeMizio stops, waiting. Gets around a couple Arizona State players and gets the shot off finally, but Garber makes a stop. Puck gets rimmed past DeMizio. Now to DeBolt. DeBolt checks it down to Lanphier. Arizona State trying to get their P's and Q's set up as they're being rushed a little bit in their own zone. 30 seconds remain on the 4-on-4. Stretch pass to Studioso. Studioso heads up, looking back door, and the puck just hops over Lanphier's stick as he activated from the blue line. Now we go the other way. Gallant with it, driving hard to the net, and he puts his backhand up high. Barry has to collect it for the Rebels. Cross-ice play to Estrada. Estrada still with it. Both players leave the box, and we're back to 5-on-5 play. Malone at the point, lends in. Smith gets that pass in his skates, and he'll have to just chip it back down. Under 13 minutes remaining in the second period. 2-2. And Garber finally is able to jump on the rebound and get a whistle.
Yeah, neither team really kind of able to utilize a lot of the extra space there on the 4-on-4, and obviously both teams are playing very defensive-minded here as well, with it being a very tight game, and obviously now moving back into 5-on-5, you lose a little bit of that extra space. So we'll see we'll see what happens here, and
as it's in front, and Garber had to be alert again. He's been having to fight through some traffic. He isn't the biggest goaltender in the world, and so it's a little more challenging for a goaltender trying to fight through those bodies.
Yeah, and you mentioned, Garber's not a bigger goalie, as most goalies now tend to be well over 6 foot plus, and but I think it also can be a strength sometimes for some of those goalies as well, because it just allows them for them to be able to display their athleticism and be able to show that they can play at high levels. And it isn't just about size. it can be about skill as well, and I think Garber's a great example of that.
Definitely is, and almost shades of Bronson Moore, who was a longtime goaltender here at Arizona State at the club level. Now at the NCAA Division I level, he wasn't one of the biggest guys, but it's that athleticism and compete that really sets him apart.
Yeah, exactly, and like I said, you'll see it at every level, and it's like I said, it's a really big determining factor for just kind of what to expect from a goalie, and also just what you expect to see from an athlete as well, and how much they're willing to commit to it, and and like I said, I think Garber's a great example of that.
UNLV trying to fight their way with the puck in front of the net. Shaw, another physical hit, this time on Lenzen. McGrath was unable to clear it the first time, and he ends up getting hooked down, and we'll have a penalty called. Garber, I'm going to go for a little longer of a skate, but UNLV finally touches it up. Now, undisciplined play by UNLV, as they thought they were going to be able to strip the puck away from McGrath, but they got a little too handsy.
Yeah, and oftentimes, and it can also be associated with tripping calls too, but they're almost kind of just lazy penalties. You're not really trying to do much to actually try to win the puck off your opponent. You're just trying to do something to just, hold them up, and it's more of a risk, I think, to try something like that rather than, than just to keep skating.
UNLV wins the draw, and they'll clear it down. Garber sets the puck up behind his own net for Brendan Studioso to Clayton Lackey, gets it right back. Nice entry by Arizona State, shot on from Plurd, and an active glove stop by Wixon. Like that entry for Arizona State on the power play, as they were faking they're going to go one side, and that allowed Plurd on that far side to get a free entry into the zone.
Yeah, and UNLV seemed to be pushed up a little bit there and almost created a 3-on-1 chance for ASU. And, UNLV so far has looked very aggressive on their PK, which, is a great thing, again, in terms of pressuring the puck. But at the same time, though, it does allow for a lot of things like what we just saw there. And, it could create a window for Arizona State if they're able to capitalize on it.
Arizona State going to work now. 70 seconds remain on the man advantage, and Plonsky clears it. And they'll try to go for a quick change. Both teams are, in fact, so Arizona State can't really work the puck up high. Dangerous opportunity, shorthanded for UNLV. Puck still loose in front. Sprawling around is Garber, and it's somehow kept out. UNLV might have committed too many numbers forward. It's a 3-on-2. Palmer shot on. Wixon makes a stop, as that was a dangerous opportunity for the Rebels, but Garber, again, with that athleticism and that compete, was able to sprawl and make the stop.
Garber made the first save, and I believe it was actually Kowalchuk that made the diving across the defenseman there to actually block that second shot while Garber was getting back in the crease.
Puck dumped down again, 200 feet. Garber has to set it up again. With that aggressive forecheck on the penalty kill for UNLV. Unable to get a turnover this time. McGrath was trying to let Palmer take that puck, but it gets intercepted by Mazzillo, and he throws it back down. 20 seconds now left. Hoffenkamp couldn't deke around Mazzillo. 10 seconds remain now with 10:15 left in the second period. Cleared back down by UNLV. And they'll kill off that penalty, and we're back to 5-on-5 play. Kylie Ram gets the stretch pass. Dropping it, but Malone on the back check intercepts the pass. Puck down in the corner, though, deep in his own end. Trying to battle for it. Comes rimming back around. Shot on, rims out, but kept in by DeBolt. Kylie Ram trying to center that in front, gets blocked. Arizona State tries to finish off a change of their forwards, and Lanfear couldn't keep the puck in the zone, and they're going to have to touch up. Check by Kylie Ram, win by Johansson, and UNLV now on a 2-on-1. Manning with it, snapshot on, that's blocked by Lanfear. Trying to find it, Deneen. Kylie Ram couldn't get it past Erickson. Get some help from Deneen, and Arizona State can skate with speed. Jet Larson chips it in. Trying to get it himself. Trying to get around Polonsky. Puck rims around to Burke. Lackey. Gives it to Jet Larson. Larson has the puck caught up in his skates in the corner. Lackey's working hard to get it. Kept in by Kruk. But the pressure's relieved in UNLV zone, and they'll skate it out. Flanders on the left side. Flanders kept to the outside. Centered out in front, and Garber had to be alert as Bradley Gallant was there on the doorstep, but he makes the save.
Yeah, and Garber playing very, very well right now. He's definitely in a good rhythm, and I think I've said it before too, but it's, you know, especially with goaltending, it's really all about rhythm, and once you can settle into that, it's been, you know, it becomes obvious, and Garber's definitely playing really well right now. He's seeing the puck really well, and it's been a good game for him so far.
Turnover at the center ice line, chipped back in by UNLV. DeMizio gets stapled by Hosworth there. Arizona State just electing to keep that puck down and to the outside for now. And that pass by UNLV goes all the way back in their own zone. 7:50 remains in the second period, knotted up at 2. Kennedy had to be careful with the puck as it took a weird carom behind the net. Estrada gets it poked away by Plurd. Plurd trying to center that in front, but Estrada takes it right back and takes a puck to the center ice line. DeMizio, it's a 3-on-2 for UNLV. Lenzen shot and gets blocked by kneeling Kowalchuk. Kruk still with it as UNLV tries to get some fresh guys on the ice during this moment in time. But Studioso can clear it. A little sloppy in this minute or so exchange as neither team's unable to get any real offense going. Flanders gets back up to his feet, giving it to Burke, gets it right back. Kowalchuk, he'll shepherd him outside. Gallant still with it. Palmer trying to take that puck away from him. He can't, as it's still being battled for in the corner, and that'll come to McGrath. McGrath trying to race for it, but puts the puck a little too far ahead, and Mazzillo will take that away. Palmer bats that one out into the neutral zone. 6:20 remains now in the second period. Cross-ice pass, a little too hot for Flanders to handle. He ends up getting taken down. No call on the play. Burke gets intercepted, though. Braden Shaw off to the races. Shaw shot on! And another stop by Wixon on the breakaway. And after that, Mazzillo took an exception to Shaw. And we'll have a kerfuffle in the corner. Man, all these chances for Arizona State off these rushes on the breakaway. And you have to think if Arizona State doesn't end up at least even taking this game to overtime, these are some of the chances they'll be looking back on.
Yeah, definitely. And, you know, and I mean, Arizona State's been playing very well so far. They're, you know, I mean, they're getting outshot, but at the same time, they are holding their own in the defensive zone, and they're definitely getting a good amount of chances in the offensive zone, and at least trying to make the most of when they do have the puck. And
now it's a one-on-one opportunity that was blocked by Ness. Ness gets around Lanfear. Ness still with it. And Garber answers that save that Wixon just made earlier as he makes a breakaway stop.
Yeah, goalies seem to be trading off breakaway saves here. And, I mean, I know we've talked a little bit about it. We were just talking about it, though, of, you know, each team being able to kind of capitalize on their own chances right now. And Garber's made about 3 or 4 highlight reel saves so far in this game alone. And, you know, just about as many, if not, you know, just about the same on the side of UNLV. And, but yeah, I mean, you're going to look back on the chances that you missed over the course of a game. But, I mean, right now with the way that the game's been playing, though, with both sides being as even as they are, You just got to can't keep thinking about the missed opportunities. You just have to try to keep creating your own. And right now, both teams are creating their own. So that'll be the important thing going forward.
Tillman has to come to the rescue for Arizona State as UNLV had some offensive zone time built up there. Porter intercepts a pass. He'll chip it down, and that allows his line mates to go for a change. 5 minutes remain in the second period. No goals scored in the second period, only 2 by UNLV and 2 by Arizona State in the first. Loving that puck down is Barry. Barry will get it up to Ness. Now to Manning, but Manning ends up getting the puck dislodged from him by a Wyatt Palmer hip check. Kylie Ram, the far side blue line to Lane. Throwing it back down to Demon. Demon loses the race to Smith. Puck on the half wall in the corner. Demon looking, cycling it with Kylie Ram. Ram centering that in front, and the deflection by Deneen misses the net. Erickson coming around, but he overskates the puck, and he'll finally chip it down. Kowalchuk reverses it to Palmer. Palmer reverses it again. Now to Demon, and he can break it out. Demon gains the center ice line, takes a hit, but dumps the puck in. Deneen and Smith meet in the corner. Pollard couldn't get good wood on that pass. UNLV will chip it out. DeBolt and Estrada with it. Pollard gets it out to the center ice line. Malone chips it in. Rebels go for a change. Shot on from Kennedy, and he'll just throw that one on dangerously, and that goes squirting through. In the corner. Shot on from DeMizio, and good positioning by Garber to make the reaction stop. Shot chipped, and another shot chipped. Now comes a Clayton Lackey. Lackey's shot on, gets blocked up and out of play. But I have to give kudos to both line mates for Lackey as they took some hard checks to get that puck out.
Yeah, and each side kind of having to lay the body here in order to try to create some extra chances here. But Arizona State though, shows that they're up to the challenge physically with UNLV, and as a result, they're still being able to get chances off of it.
Rebels go D to D and get the puck to Flanders. It's a hard back check from Braden Shaw. He's able to get the puck back and dump it down. Mazzillo trying to settle that puck down. Indirect pass to Flanders. Allows him to chip it in. Gallant, first one there for UNLV. Shot on in front, and Garber had to play that one as Flanders, I wouldn't say really was trying to go for a shot there. He's looking more for a tip, and he got it. But it was a nice stop by Garber.
Yeah, and just a smart read, too, being able to just read the cross-ice pass there and just be able to snag it before it can get there.
Shot won by Arizona State. Kruk. Because it's a Shaw. Shaw trying to kick it in the zone, but he couldn't get it down deep. Hosworth has to go back in his own end. Looks to be a UNLV player crashing in, as that was almost a costly turnover, as Hosworth, I think, thought he might have had his defenseman there. He goes for a blind backhand pass, but luckily Flanders fell into the Arizona State net.
Yeah, and, we talked a little bit about physical play before, and it's just another example there of just trying to be the physical man there and, be physical enough to be able to take away the passing lane that way. And, it's exactly what happened there. And as a result, took the net off as well.
Draw one by Porter for the Sun Devils. Palmer has some time to Tillman. They're trying to go for an intricate breakout play, almost worked out, but it's turned over. 2 minutes left in the second period. 2-2. Puck behind the Arizona State net. Puck will scoot along the corner boards. Palmer turns it over at the point, though, with Tuzoff. Shot on from Plonsky. Jamming at it there was Zafalos, and Kowalchuk didn't like that as there's a whistle. Since there hasn't been too much scoring, Joey, it seems to be that both teams are trying to get something going, and they're trying to do that through physicality.
Yeah, and I mean, sometimes all it takes is just one big hit to kind of give your team a spark in a sense. And, you know, I mean, right now both teams haven't really had that, or at least if they have had it, it's been pretty even on both sides. So each team is pretty much, you know, matching each other in terms of their energy and what they're being able to put into each other. And, you know, we're seeing it be a lot closer of a game than I think a lot of people realize. And, again, you know, Arizona State's getting outshot, but at the same time, though, we're going to see the momentum switch possibly right here with that penalty call.
Yeah, not sure what was going through DiMizzio's head as he was trying to gain some space. Shaw was entitled to that space of the ice as he was forechecking there. Ends up getting taken down from behind, and with a minute and 20 left in the second period remaining, Arizona State goes to the power play.
And Arizona State had a late goal last period, too, and I think it gave them a little bit of energy coming into this period, and you know, it's at least helped them be able to you know, keep playing hard defensively, and you know, like I said, they're still being outshot, and you know, but hopefully here with a little bit of chance, they can actually have an effective power play here, and maybe be able to get one right before the end of the period.
Draw one by Arizona State, but it's turned over by Studioso. Garber has to come out and play that one, and he'll throw it down the corner to keep it safe. Edgar has some time, dropping it for Studioso. Studioso takes it up on the left side. Gets around Batuzov. Stops in the corner, shot on. Pardon me, that was a pass, got deflected, but the netting gets off his moorings, and we'll have a whistle with 55.1 remaining. That's one of those things I remember, Joey, from playing hockey, and what a lot of my coaches told me is that those big momentum swings, either the first 60 seconds of a period or the last 60 seconds, can really sway a game.
Yeah, absolutely, and you know, like I said, with the late goal that Arizona State had last period, I think that it definitely gave them a bit of a jump coming into the second here. So yeah, I definitely think that definitely is a thing that, yeah, the sooner and later you score a goal, the bigger that those goals actually are.
Batuzov trying to get around Lackey as he blocks the shot. It's a 2-on-1 now. Gallant still with it. Gallant! And a stop by Garber. Arizona State going the other way. About 30 seconds now left. Player to Studioso. Studioso ends up losing a tire in front. Ends up being a hand pass called, and we'll have a face-off in the Arizona State offensive end. Face-off will be to the right of the goaltender, Wixon. Minute and 8 left on the man advantage for Arizona State. So Follos and Hoffenkamp in the circle. Draw one to ASU. Rim down around to Hoffenkamp. Hoffenkamp eats a check from Johnson. 13 seconds now remains. Palmer to McGrath. McGrath to Hoffenkamp. Got to do something quick here. 5 seconds now. Shot on as they're trying to look for that redirection. It wasn't there. Palmer winds up and fires, and Sofalos ends up having to pay the price as he blocked that shot high off the leg. And Sofalos still down as that one really stung, as Palmer with one of the hardest shots on the Arizona State squad. And at the end of 2 periods of play, both teams are trying to pay the price, taking hits to make plays, taking shots, blocking them to try and go ahead and take stranglehold of this game.
Yeah, absolutely. And like I said, right now with it being as tight as it is, I mean, Arizona State's being outshot 27-15. But again, generating an equal number of chances against UNLV. And so, I mean, like I said, we've talked a lot about momentum and stuff like that, but just being able to generate a lot of chances like that is definitely, kind of being a little bit of a spark right now that Arizona needs. And they're definitely coming real close to them as well. They're getting, quality shots. And again, it may not necessarily be the quantity, but they're getting a little bit more quality shots. So, they're definitely showing and exposing some of the holes in UNLV's plan of being, playing so aggressive. And being able to use that as a chance to try to capitalize and to turn that into some odd man rushes.
Well, folks, we're going to be having an exciting third period taking place in just under 15 minutes. At the end of 2 periods of play, Arizona State 2, UNLV 2, and we'll be back on Arizona State Hockey YouTube. Welcome back to Arizona State Hockey YouTube's presentation of Division I men's ice hockey. I'm Brett Vaughn alongside D3 goaltender Joey Pliszka. And Joey, Arizona State's going to be carrying in about 46 seconds of power play time. And for Arizona State, it's going to be important for them to jump on it early.
Yeah, absolutely. And this is something that we were discussing over the, during the break. And, I think it's going to be extra important here for Arizona State to kind of use this, as this man advantage to try to get a little bit of extra momentum here to kick off the period and hopefully, be able to use that to carry it over into the rest of the game. And, we'll kind of see what comes out of it. But so it should be an interesting third period. Both teams definitely did not play the cleanest of second period, so we'll see if each team can kind of clean it up here, and we'll see what this third period will bring.
Edgar's pass goes all the way to the other side. Kruk has to hustle for it. Puck goes out of play. Waiting to see what the linesmen are going to signal in terms of where this faceoff is going to be taken. Looks to be standing out in the neutral zone, so unfortunate break for ASU. 22 seconds now remains on the man advantage. Draw one by ASU. Hard rim around to the corner. Plurd steps out with it, but just overhandled it, gets it right back though. 5 seconds now left. One-timer shot on from Plurd, still bouncing around. Oh, and a sprawling split save from Wixon, playing that rebound. UNLV's killed off the penalty. We're back to full strength play. And it looks to be a penalty. And it looks to be on Arizona State as the play was whistled down as the net got dislodged. And it's going to be a holding call awarded to Clayton Lackey.
Yeah, it just looked like kind of making a drive there towards the net as UNLV was coming to the net, and Clayton Lackey unfortunately got his hand around him and dragged him down, and it'll send UNLV to the power play now.
Draw one by the Rebels. Wyatt on the right side. Again, UNLV really likes to work it on this left side to Johnson. His shot on blocks. Cleared to the corner by Kowalchuk. Palmer has that puck kept in by Mazzillo, but great effort by Hoffenkamp to just joust that puck into this neutral zone. Wyatt dropping it for Johnson. Johnson fakes the shot. Now he fires, and Garber is able to track that one to the gloved hand, and he'll get a stoppage.
Yeah, so far Arizona State not allowing anything into the middle yet on this PK, and great job there being able to clear the shooting lane and allowing Garber to be able to find that puck.
Draw one again by the Rebels. Wyatt on that right side, still with it, hesitates, gets it back from Erickson. Wyatt again. Crossing pass, and that shot from Johnson blocked by Hoffenkamp. Still out there, Wyatt, he was trying to look for the redirection. That goes into the corner. Mazzillo keeps it, throwing it back down low. It'll now find its way to Erickson. Erickson gets it caught up in the corner. Mazzillo walks the line, snapshot on, rebound in front, and they score. A lot of traffic in front of the goaltender Garber, and the Rebels end up getting the 1-goal lead.
Yeah, UNLV showing a little bit of their grit and determination right there, and just being able to just kind of fight through some of the ASU penalty killers and, able to just knock a loose puck home.
It's a tough one for Arizona State. They weren't able to win any of those draws. That play just kept being bent up in their own zone, and UNLV finally, after a few shot attempts, were able to capitalize. Yeah,
and it's been the thing that we've been able to see on the last couple of ASU penalty kills, though, and that's just that, ASU has really kind of struggled to actually be able to get the puck out when they need to, and they're coming close, but UNLV is just being that little bit extra and doing that little bit extra to be able to make sure that the puck is able to keep the puck in the zone, and as a result they're able to capitalize on those chances.
Lanfear trying to keep the puck in. You get some help from Tillman. Shot on, redirection in front, and Wixon had to be ready for it as Porter got his stick on it. Just a little less than 3 minutes has passed in this third period. UNLV taking an early 1-goal lead on the power play as Arizona State elects to switch out their 5-man unit. Puck still for grabs, kept in by Lanfear. Lanfear shot on, took a nasty deflection. Wixon had to make sure that left leg was glued to the ground, and he did.
Yeah, with the quick goal by UNLV, the biggest thing is just trying to make sure that you don't allow another one. And so far, Arizona State's actually been really good about that. They've actually been able to, keep the puck down in the UNLV zone for most of it. And but yeah, it's always about how you respond to a goal. And so far, ASU has responded in the right way.
Shot from Estrada hits the outside of the Arizona State goal. Kept in, though, by the Rebels. Estrada with it, walking out in front, tries to wrap around, and he scores. UNLV now taking a 2-goal lead early in this third period.
And the Arizona State defenseman caught in a bit of a predicament there with trying to guard the slot and not allow the guy to walk out in front. And sadly, in one of those cases, you have to pick one or the other. And in that case, though, it just allowed the UNLV forward to just come around the corner and was able to tuck it home on a wraparound.
Tough one for Arizona State to give up. Entered in this third period, tied with UNLV. Now they're down 2 after a quick few minutes. Lenzen trying to settle that puck down. Get some help from Gallant, though. Gallant, who scored the third goal, the go-ahead goal, early in this third period. Garber leaving that for Hosworth. Hosworth just elects to keep the puck down below, waiting for some help. He gets some with Kruk, but it's turned over. Flanders shot on over the net. Hoffenkamp couldn't hand it over to Kruk. Flanders again, his shot on, misses wide. Johnson keeping that puck in. UNLV still applying the pressure. Puck finally is able to settle down for McGrath. It'll find its way to Shaw. Shaw, button hooks down. Out of the reach for Hoffenkamp. Palmer comes in from the bench. Palmer, the defenseman, still with it. Centering that in front. Winding up and firing is Kowalchuk, and he scores! Arizona State cuts the lead in half. It's 4-3.
Arizona State showing a bit of resilience here, kind of still early in the third period after giving up a couple of quick goals, and they're able to respond with one of their own and stop the bleeding and hopefully kind of get a little bit of that momentum back. But it's a great response though for Arizona State, and like I said, just a great overall thing to show that resilience and show that they're not done with this game yet.
We have the Phoenix PGA Golf Tournament happening in the area, and it seemed like there was a driver shot as I was just sitting up on a tee for Kowalchuk, and he just unleashed one. Feel some life has been breathed into the Arizona State bench after that goal. You could even see it with some of the players just really excited to get out there and be aggressive and try to win those puck races. Erickson enters in offside as his line mate Manning was a little too eager on the other side of the ice.
Yeah, you mentioned though that goal definitely seemed to give Arizona State a bit of a jump here, and a much needed one at that too. And kind of look to them and kind of see that to start to kind of bleed through the rest of the lines, and you'll start to kind of see how that goal will run through an entire team.
The Bolt centering that one in front, but I don't think Lackey was going to read or be ready for it. Now it could be a 2-on-1. DeMizio by himself, the shot on. Gets deflected by DeBolt. Plurd wheeling around in his own zone, and that gets high, almost as high as you can here at this low Oceanside ceiling without actually touching it. Studioso is able to get around Estrada. Now gets pinned to the boards by Kennedy. Smith in there as well as Lackey as the rugby scrum ensues down below the goal line. Estrada absorbs a check from Lackey. DeMizio trying to skate out with it, and he'll chip it past Hosworth. Garber elects to play the puck. Kruk rimming that up. Hops over the stick of Studioso, though, but icing's waved off. Both teams try to finish off changes. 13:38 remains in this third period with UNLV holding on to a 1-goal lead. Batuzov's pass gets deflected into the corner. Edgar, he's got some ice to use. Hoffenkamp unable to get around the defenseman Johnson. Palmer now having to look back. Rims around. Puck gets out to center ice, and Arizona State has to do it again. Arizona State has not been able to get a clean breakout in the past 2 attempts. They'll try to do it again. Stretch pass. Edgar turns it over to Gallant. Gallant still with it. Trying to play that pass up in the air, but out of the reach for Flanders. He'll throw it back to his defenseman. Point shot on. High from Plonsky. Rims around to Burke. Burke shot gets blocked by Hoffenkamp and up and out of play.
Hey, Arizona State on the last couple of breakout attempts has just like to be too fancy with the puck. Try to be, like I said, just a little too fancy with it, trying to make an extra pass when maybe you don't need to or anything like that. And as a result, though, it's led UNLV getting some chances back the other way.
She's waiting for one more person to get out there. Looks to be Jet Larson taking the draw. Tied up. Gallant will kick it up to his defenseman. Rebels going on the attack. McGrath couldn't get that puck out. Flanders will fling one on, but that misses the net. Shaw is able to get the puck north and out of his zone. McGrath having some trouble with the puck on this shift as the puck is in front of the UNLV bench, and now it'll be dislodged in favor of the Rebels. Shaw, another big hit by him in tonight's contest on Erickson. Erickson trying to give one back. He hits Jet Larson, but the Sun Devils go the other way. Shaw gets around a couple players, ends up tumbling down in the corner, though, as he finds its way to get back up to his feet. Hosworth intercepts the home run pass, chipping it back down. Arizona State trying to finish off a change. Studioso, he's almost able to take it away from Barry, but Barry keeps it. Erickson, the captain for the Rebels, on the right side. Backhand ones behind the net. Clayton Lackey passing that to Plurd. Kruk jumps on the loose puck, and he'll skate it in on the left side. Gets around a check. Kennedy trying to rim that one out. Manning elects to just hold the puck, and it was a good play by him to break it out. Puck comes in on Garber. Icing waved off, though. Stretch pass to Studioso from Kruk. Studioso with it. He wraps it around, and looks to be the net coming off its moorings where we'll have the whistle, but give credit to Wixon. He's able to throw that right leg out, anticipating that wrap play.
Yeah, and Arizona, again, they're taking advantage of the aggressive UNLV forecheck and using that to be able to kind of spread the ice out and, being able to create yet another breakaway chance.
Plurd wins the draw initially. Up to Palmer. Palmer shot on, misses wide, takes a carom off the boards. Comes up to the point again. Kowalczuk's looking for that shot pass to no success. Palmer winds one up on the right side, and swallowing that up is Wixon. You're absolutely right, Joey. Arizona State's defensemen have been very opportunistic in terms of looking for that pass of where UNLV is either going for a change or committing too many men forward, of being able to find a guy on the far blue line.
Yeah, and I mean, so far the Wixon's been able to just stand up to the breakaways, and that's obviously been a big part of this, though. And but at the same time, you know, still being able to create that chance even at this point in the game, though, and still being able to do it, you know, more than once is a big sign. And eventually maybe you can get one of those to go in.
Lackey, cross-ice play, gets past the Studioso. Palmer all the way up here, acting as the first forward in. Ends up getting taken down and looks to be a penalty call as Garber heads to the bench for ASU. They get the extra attacker on. Studioso around one Rebel player, and it gets touched up, and we'll have a whistle finally. Kowalczyk was driving hard to the net, and he gets taken down too, but I believe it's just only going to be one penalty awarded, and it's going to be Estrada for UNLV. Arizona State electing to get their power play unit out right now, as they're trying to tie this game up. Draw one by the Rebels. Can't clear it though. Kruk keeps it in, playing it down to Tillman in the corner. Tillman rims that puck around, working it over to Hosworth on this right side. Sun Devils trying to get set up. Offenkamp to Tillman. Tillman playing pitch and catch with Hoffenkamp, but he turns it over. Batuzov now skating out with it. Batuzov buying his teammates time to go for a change. Quick snapshot on. Garber had to be ready for it. And Batuzov, especially on these shorthanded opportunities, has been creating a lot of problems for Arizona State.
Yeah, and I think, again, it just comes down to a lot of the speed that we've been talking about from UNLV, and the fact that they're able to, you know, be able to break the puck out even on a penalty kill is, you know, has definitely been something that has been a big problem for Arizona State tonight.
Draw one by the Sun Devils. Studioso to Edgar as they're going to try to reset and break this puck out cleanly. Flared with time and space through the middle, but he ends up catching an edge. Kennedy can't clear it. And the puck just gets over the blue line, and Sun Devils will have to regroup. 50 seconds remain on the man advantage. Puck kept in by Arizona State for a moment, but DeMizio skates out with it. He's trying to hit the pass to Manning, but it's out of his reach. Garber playing that back around. Now about 35 seconds left. Flared to Ryan Edgar. Edgar down low, and Lanfear just committed too far to the right side. Wasn't ready for the pass. Not too much going on for Arizona State right now.
Yeah, and it's been kind of the story of the whole game so far, of just not being able to establish possession while on the power play, and you know, not being able to control the puck a lot in their zone, and as a result, not be able to get an absolute ton of chances while on the power play.
UNLV back to full strength. High chip off the glass, kept in by Jet Larson for ASU. Trying to send that one in front. Manning had to be careful with it, but he can't clear. Tillman up to the point. DeBolt fakes the shot. Now he gets it through, but gets blocked by the stick of Estrada. Estrada. Cross-ice play to Wyatt. Wyatt on this right side, just throwing that in front, trying to look for a deflection, but doesn't get one, and Garber snags it. .7:25 left in this third period, and just like last night, it's a tight one as we head down the stretch. Whipping that shot around was Wyatt, but he's inaccurate. Palmer to Deneen. Deneen takes a check and he goes down to the ice by Barry. Can't clear it. Puck hobbles over to Tillman. Tillman giving it to Palmer. Palmer on the left side. Still with it, trying to hold off Barry as he takes it to the net. Deneen passes it to Jet Larson, but it's in his skates. Hoffenkamp shot on block, but it finds its way to the net. Still loose in front. Kowalczyk shot on, still loose. Oh, and a great reaction stop by Wixon on Hoffenkamp. And UNLV just tries to just get the puck out, ends up deflecting up and out of play. And the Rebels can get a breather. And looks to be a change as well, which looks like they were reeling there for a little bit.
Yeah, and Arizona definitely got a little burst of energy there. And, definitely just, obviously one of the biggest things for them is obviously just trying to keep pressure down low. And we're able to actually turn that into a couple of chances. And Wixon even had to make a big save as well. So Arizona State starting to kind of get a little bit of energy here with time winding down.
McGrath gets thrown onto the ice. Puck gets lobbed out of the zone by UNLV. Comes over to McGrath. Puck gets taken away by Flanders. Flanders will get pushed into the boards down the corner on the seat of his pants now as players are trying to bob for the puck. McGrath to Shaw. Shaw, soft chip, negates the icing call, gets the puck in the zone. Two Sun Devils there trying to get the puck away, and Shaw had to brace himself after he took that hard hit. Luckily, he's okay. Shaw just out of the reach for Hosworth as he was trying to get that puck. Now it could be an odd man rush for UNLV. Cefalos, as he was trying to get the pass through, ends up whiffing on the pass. Nest for the Rebels. Him and Cefalos are working with the puck in the corner. Hosworth there. Kruk intercepts the pass, and he'll just touch it over to Plurd. Ness centering that one in front, and a smart heads-up play by Garber to put his stick out there like a wall, blocking that dangerous pass that would have gone to the middle of the ice.
Yeah, and again, it's a smart play by by a goaltender, obviously, for them to be able to try to take away a passing lane themselves, and especially for tight end plays like that, it's even more important. And that's a good thing though, because it allows Arizona State to stop the play now and try to reset here after a bit of a harder shift.
Garber makes that stop off that set face-off play by UNLV. Erickson has a puck stripped. Tillman working hard for it in the corner. Him and Lenzen in there. Lenzen walks out with it. Stops. Uses that net as his fullback, if you will, to buy some time for himself. 4:38 remaining in the third period. 4-3 UNLV. Loving the puck down is DeBolt. Lanfear, tape-to-tape pass to Edgar. Edgar by himself right now as his line mates go for a change. DeMizio. He'll get some time, gets around a couple Arizona State forecheckers and still has the puck. Trying to dice his way through, but Garber fences the puck into the corner. Out in front to Manning. Back door. Oh, still loose in front. And Garber's able to come to the rescue. Dangerous opportunity as if that puck to Wyatt was on his forehand. He probably could have tapped that one in.
Probably, but especially once you start getting later in the game, the ice starts to get a little choppy, and puck seemed to just hit a bit of a crack in the ice, and pop right over his stick, and as a result, the game stays right where it is.
DeMizio's shot gets blocked up and out of play by Palmer. UNLV trying to get that insurance marker, as you know how tough a team Arizona State is to be put away, and Looks to be an inverted high stick as no penalties called into the neck area of Studioso, and he races off. Arizona State continues though. Drop pass to Lackey. Lackey shot on, and Wixon is able to fight through the traffic and make the save.
And if you're Arizona State at this point, you're just gunning to just try to keep the puck down here. You're just trying to keep UNLV on their heels a little bit. And even if you're just able to just keep faceoffs down in their zone, that's exactly what you're looking for at this point in the period. And it'll give you some time, too. Once you start running into that 2-minute mark or so, you'll be able to pull your goalie and try to be able to get the extra attacker out there and maybe try to get something going with that.
Studioso trying to take that one in the front of the net. Point shot on from Hosworth, and that's blockered away by Wixon. Another pass in front. Wixon has to dive for it as he didn't have his stick. And after that, Johnson and Lackey are getting to know each other. Maybe we'll go to Chili's after the game. As the ice is starting to heat up a little bit. As UNLV is trying to walk out of this weekend on this road trip with at least one win.
Yeah, and even in a late point in the game like this too, you're trying to make sure that you're staying level-headed as well. And you definitely do not want to take a dumb roughing penalty or anything like that this late in the game. And especially when with as much as on the line as there is, it's really have to play smart in the last couple of minutes here.
Burke waiting for some of his line mates to come up the ice. Mazzillo trying to find where the puck is. He'll dump it down. Gallant to Flanders, and Garber wants to go ahead and freeze the puck and get a change.
Well,
2:58 left in the third period, and right now, Joey, it's tough to battle for ice right now.
Yeah, absolutely, and UNLV is definitely the team that is not going to just give you anything. And if you're Arizona State, you have to earn every inch of the ice, and you're going to have to earn every bit of it if you want to try to win this game. So, it's going to be a very hard-fought last couple minutes here for Arizona State. But, like I said, it's these late game moments too that are going to kind of make or break a team. And